Hey, everybody. I want you to think about the person in your life that you really trust. It might be a parent, it might be a coach you had, spiritual director, might be a boss you had, might be your spouse. But think how you feel when you're around that person. I mean, you know that even if you're at odds, you're disagreeing, that you trust that they're going to be for you and they want you to win, and you can sort of like relax around a person you trust. Well, you want to be that kind of leader. You want to be a kind of leader that earns trust and kind of develops trust in your people, because people will walk over coals, stay up late nights and work on weekends and think and pray about things if they trust you. You can't overestimate the power of trust. So let's talk about how you enhance and develop trust in your people. First off, the word actually means, one of the definitions of the word in the Old Testament means to be careless, to be careless. Like the way that, when you see David praying in the Psalms, he's not politically correct with God. He doesn't walk on eggshells and fragilize God. He kind of says, hey, what's the deal here? I'm the king and I'm in a cave and Saul's trying to kill me. Are you even there? He sort of like just vented with God. He wasn't abusive or anything, but he was venting because he felt careless and safe with God. So you want people to be, certainly they've got to respect you and they've got to respond to you. You're the boss, but they also need to feel pretty careless with you. The point being, if they experience you as safe, then they'll tell you the truth they need to tell you and you won't freak out, and they'll go, this person can handle me. And like I said, they'll be very, very dedicated to you. There are two kinds of trust that a leader needs to develop. One of those is functional trust. And by functional trust, I mean reliability or dependability. For example, as a leader, I want to be, when I make a promise to get a report in on time, I'll be on time. So when I'm late, I feel really bad because I feel like I let down my functional trust with people. I want to really work on that, right? Or that I will not only be timely, but I'll keep cost for a certain, thing, that I'll be accurate there. It's more about the dependable. You can depend on John, you can depend on Sam, you can depend on Sue to do what they do. Reliability, dependability. And that will create a good team. You'll have a good team if you are dependable and reliable in your task. Hear this. You will not have a great team. You'll be good, but it won't be great. It's what the mathematicians call it, a necessary but insufficient condition. There's another condition you've got to have built on top of that, and that is relational trust. Functional trust is necessary, but you don't go to great as a team until you go to relational trust. And relational trust is not just reliability and dependability. It's that basically you're for them no matter what, and you're not going to judge them. You'll have hard talks, and you'll, work out problems and butt heads with them, but you're not going to judge them. You're not going to triangulate and talk to other people about them. Everything you do will be for their benefit. You're not going to keep score in your head and think, okay, well, last week you did this, so I'm going to punish you. I've had people score keep in my head, and it's awful. So you're that kind of person. And if they know that they can trust you for that, and that they can make mistakes with you, and you're okay with them even though you'll work with them and that sort of thing, now you build a great team. A great team comes from great functional trust and great relational trust. You got to have the functional, because I know lots of very safe people who are totally unreliable. Well, that's not great. You'll never have a great team there either. It's sort of like, oh, they're wonderful and they understand me and they get it, but they're sort of flaky and chaotic. You got to have both, functional trust and relational trust. Another way to develop it, or to understand how to develop it, one of those is to be what I call professionally vulnerable. Now, we use vulnerability a lot in the Institute because the neurology says you got to have it, and the Bible says you got to have it, and all the performance research you got to have it. The vulnerable leader, right? The vulnerable, high-performing leader, right? Well, you can't be vulnerable about everything in the office. I mean, you can't talk about your childhood with, or your marriage and stuff, or your kid on drugs, or whatever's going on. I mean, it's sort of inappropriate. I mean, in some settings you can do it. Most of the time, work is about work. But let me give you a list in my model of the things that you are to be vulnerable about so your people will trust you. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 of these. Be vulnerable about your mistakes. Screwed up on the green account. We lost $100,000. My bad. Be vulnerable about struggles. I've had a problem in being really attentive all this last month because, I don't know, I've got too many things on my plate. Sorry about that. That's a struggle I've got. Or weaknesses. I'm not really good at delegating. I've got to get better about that. I'm too much of a micromanager. Or I tend to not be direct about the truth and give clarity to people. Vulnerable about your needs. I just need to know you guys are behind me. I just feel like I need to know that you're a team with me. I need to hear a vote of confidence here. And be vulnerable about your emotions. I'm feeling, overwhelmed today, or I'm feeling kind of irritated today, or I'm feeling sort of great and happy and strong today. But if you're vulnerable about your mistakes and your struggles and your weaknesses and your needs and emotions, people are drawn to that because they can identify with that. They go, I feel that too. That's how I am. As opposed to, this bulletproof big S on your chest, I've got it all together. Nobody can identify with that. So be professionally vulnerable. Here's another one. Move toward imperfection. Move toward imperfection. People are always waiting to be judged by their leader. People are always waiting to say, well, I don't know if I got this right. And the leader say, see, I got you. And, don't screw up again, Sam. And there you go again, like some harsh parent. And that's why people don't tell us the truth. That's why, when I talk to leaders about getting the people to open up at a team meeting, they'll say, well, my people are like crickets. They just sit there and look at me. I said, that's because they're scared. They don't trust you. So what you do is when somebody admits a weaknesses or you find a flaw or whatever, before you go into a discipline process, unless it's some egregious thing like embezzlement or something, it's just a problem, you just say, so glad you said that and I'm going to help you. I'm really glad you said that, I'm going to help you. We got a problem here, I'm going to help you. And you move toward the imperfection rather than judging the imperfection, and they trust you. They go, I can be a little careless with this person. I can be high-performing but careless. And then finally, behave as you say. It's the whole say-do thing. If you talk about vulnerability, if you talk about it's okay to make mistakes here at Acme Staples, then you got to follow through on that. And this is really important. If your people are giving you the feedback that they call it the say-do disconnect. You say one thing, you do another. If they say that, you keep talking about how you want to make a great culture here, but all you want to do is work and, feel like you're slave driving us, you got to say, instead of, well, no, that's not true, go, tell me more about that. I had no idea. Maybe that's my blind spot. That's how you develop trust. It's very important, and you will get great benefits from being the leader that develops trust. Final statement about this. Love is free and trust is earned. Love is free and trust is earned. You're supposed to love you. Everybody's supposed to love everybody. That's what the Bible says. But you can't demand trust. You can't insist on trust. You've got to show them with behavior that you deserve it. Love is free, trust is earned. Okay? So have a great class.